Hello, I'm Luke Westaway for CNET UK, and this is the Samsung Galaxy S3 LTE. Now, the Galaxy S3 LTE is one of the first 4G phones to make it to the UK, but is it worthy of your money? Let's investigate.
The Galaxy S3 LTE is basically a Galaxy S3 with the ability to connect to 4G networks and a bit more memory. Let's start with 4G. Currently, the UK's only available 4G network is EE, which offers 4G coverage in 11 cities, including London, Manchester, Bristol, Birmingham, Cardiff, Edinburgh and Glasgow. More are being added, but if you live outside of a major city, you may find you're out of luck when it comes to getting 4G signal. Even in areas that EE says have strong coverage, we still found signal quality could be quite patchy. Monthly 4G tariffs are also currently quite expensive, which is something else to bear in mind. In our tests, the speed offered by this new mobile technology were impressive compared to 3G, but mixed. We found the S3 LTE achieved a speed peak of 21.78 megabits per second, but sometimes managed just 4.09 megabits per second. Upload speeds were similarly varied.
Still, the speed you can get using this phone is impressive. There's a downside though, and that's battery life.
Streaming a 2-hour 17-minute film over 4G, the S3 LTE's charge dropped from full to 38%. In the same test conducted on a 3G network, battery fell from a full charge to 50%, which suggests that 4G is more punishing on the phone's battery reserves. We found the S3 LTE struggled to get through a full day without crying out for its charger. With a quad-core processor, the S3 is a performance powerhouse. Samsung's upgraded the RAM to 2GB for the LTE version, which nudged this phone towards even better scores in our benchmark tests.
Yes, it's a very fast phone indeed, though it's worth noting that it was beaten in our tests by the much cheaper Google Nexus 4.
Visually, the S3 LTE is exactly the same as its 3G cousin, though it does come in this titanium grey colour and has an LTE logo branded onto its rear. To recap, this smartphone is very slim at just over 8mm thick, has a 4.8-inch 720 display that's absolutely gorgeous, and still features an 8-megapixel camera that takes excellent shots with practically zero shutter lag. It's powered by Android version 4.1 Jelly Bean, which gives you access to all the apps, movies and downloadable treats available on Google Play, as well as more customization options than you can shake a stick at. As with other Android gadgets, Samsung has added its own TouchWiz user interface, which brings some visual tweaks and some own brand apps, and though these can be a bit hit and miss, generally speaking this phone is a pleasure to use just because it feels so smooth and fast.
To sum up, the speeds you can achieve when using the S3 LTE are impressive, but there's a compromise when it comes to battery life. Limited 4G coverage and expensive tariffs combine to make the S3 LTE look less and less attractive.
If you're absolutely desperate to buy a 4G device, this phone is a solid bet as it's still one of the best Android devices money can buy. The rest of us will be better off waiting before switching to 4G, however.
I'm Luke Westaway for CNET UK, and this is the Samsung Galaxy S3 LTE.